Hello, welcome to Lori's DIY Life. This is Lori. Today, well, for this video, anyways, today I have my sister's second challenge. And what's going on is my sisters keep giving me a challenge to try something. And yes, this is fabric. No, I'm not going to sew anything. What my sister wanted to see was if the technique we used for making tissue flowers will work for cloth. Now, I don't know. I've never done it. I've never tried it. My thought is the fabric is not going to be stiff enough. But we're going to try it. I've got 4 layers of fabric. And of course, this is Threaders fabric. Some fabric looks nice on both sides. This fabric, it's a cotton, is white on the outside. So we're just going to kind of ignore that. And I've alternated. So we'll see. I've cut it to where it's the length is just about twice the size of the width. And the way to do that is fold it at the corner and then fold it over this way. And you can see now I have found you need to at least do 1.5 times length as the width, but 2 works better. Okay, then we're just going to do the accordion fold like we do with the paper flowers, and this is easier with fabric than it is with paper. And now I don't know, I don't have any of that stuff that you stiffen or anything like that. I'm going to make sure that it's going to do the circle and go all the way around. And yes, I have always found that with 2 times you do get that. Okay, now I'm going to take my wire let me go around the other way. And I want it in the half spot, so it's going to go right there. You might want to bunch it up better. Okay. I don't know, I did not very neatly, but we'll get the general idea of if it's going to work. Okay, and then we're going to pull up the layers. And guess what? Looks like it's going to work. Of course, your edges aren't pretty. I don't know, you could maybe hem your edges first. But yeah, it looks like it's working. Now, I haven't washed this fabric, and of course, you would probably iron it, and maybe, you could spray starch it, but guess what? It's working. Oh, I didn't think it would, and it is. And I was trying to think of all kinds of ways to get it to work. And see, the edges are kind of, you gotta do something with that edge. So I would take and probably hem up those edges if I was gonna do it. But it's working. So she's gotta go on this one. She's good there. Maybe a good idea. Huh. Wouldn't a small one of these be pretty on a card? I don't know. Let's see, it's wanting to fall back on itself again. So maybe ironing and some spray starch would help. pretty much, basically, this is working. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I think a little spray starch when you iron is going to do it. If you, I wouldn't wash it because you know the fabric gets softer when you wash it, and you're not going to be wearing this. It's going to be a decoration. But it seems to be going back down on itself. So probably more layers. But there it is. With some spray starch. That is probably going to work. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take it back down because what I forgot, I did forget to do something. So I would hem the edges and I would iron with some starch. But the thing is, when we did the paper flowers and they showed that you could round the ends, that was pretty. So you would have to fold it up. Let's see, let's cut this way. Oh, that's hard to cut. Round those edges off. I didn't get this one in very good. Round the edges off. And let's see. I even thought, well, maybe if it doesn't hold it up, I could put a little bit of paper in the center of the flower. And that would help to hold it up. But I think, yeah, spray starch, because you got to iron it anyways. So if this is something that you want to do, I would definitely look at some spray starch. So yep, so you got to find fabric that's going to look good on both sides. You got to hem all these strips, and I would do like I just did, put them in the that fold, the fan fold or accordion fold, whatever you want to call it. Cut your edges, then go around and do a hem or just stitch the edges or whatever might make it prettier, just to have some stitching on the edge anyways. And then take an iron with some spray starch. I don't have any of that stuff here, and with the virus I'm not going out, but I think think that's all it's going to take. And I think it's going to work. And you got some cloth flowers now. You could even do this bottom row with maybe some felt, and that might even hold it up a little more. So I like it. I really do. Maybe find a way, maybe some fabric glue to get your ends glued together, because this, of course, is going to be a more formal. It's not a paper flower, it's cloth, so you're going to want it to last. And I say it's definitely a keeper. So when I get some spray starch, and I might go look for some fabric that looks good on both sides. I mean, the one side is always going to look not as good as the top side, but even with the bottom being like white like that, I don't know if you can see the color, it still looks pretty good, because you got it just makes it look more multicolored, kind of, if that makes any sense. But it does want to go back into itself a little, so that's why I think that spray starch would do it. So what I'm going to have to do, I've done my sister challenge, and I think she's hit on an idea here, and I think it's going to work. And I think we're going to have to get some spray starch and hem. I don't mean hem. You know that stitch that you do just for edges? Do you have to have that special machine for that? I think you do. It tells you how much sewing I know. Anyways, I'm gonna I'll kind of look into a little bit how to finish off these edges. Maybe there's something we can put on it. But this is a very, very nice idea. And I think it works. I think it's gonna work. So, sister, if you're out there, if you're watching this, I think you got a winner. We're just gonna have to perfect it. So, I don't know if you watched my first challenge. You know, I wonder if we could just put fabric glue on the tips to hold it. Okay, if you watched my other video with my first sister challenge, you saw that we didn't have such a great, and I want to show you. She wanted me to try acrylic paint, and I don't know a lot about acrylic paint, so it could have been me. I could have been the one that messed it up. But this was my result for stamping. Now, what I kind of like about it, so I'm going to have to work with these a little bit, is you can feel a little bit of texture from these paints. And I kind of like that. And that's with the stamp. So I've got to figure out how to get the stamp working easier. This was a background I did after I was actually cleaning the brush out. So I was wetting the brush, running it against the paper, wetting it, running it against the paper, and I mean, look at that. So I probably wouldn't use the whole thing for a background. But you know, if I'm going to die cut a flower or something, yeah, I'll use that. This was the stenciling. And again, you know, it's got a little texture feel to it. You can feel it and you can see kind of there's texture. So I think I need to go back with the brush and try the little brush instead inside the little nooks and stuff instead of what I was using. And I think I'm gonna like that. So the things didn't seem to work out last night, but it gave me ideas of what to try. This was my first time trying it as a rub, and I used my finger very, very lightly, and it's just too much. It was too hard to do. So then I tried the brush, and I got this very soft, almost kind of vintagey, because it's not sparkly, it's very matte. And I think it would look good if we were trying to go for vintage. I think it would work beautifully. So, now of course I wouldn't use this for anything that I needed to be archival. The scrapbook page, anything with pictures. This would strictly be for card making. Or, you know, a gift bag decoration or something like that. But I definitely wouldn't use it for anything that you needed to be archival. And, yeah, I might even try some different brands because this was very cheap acrylic paint that I got. And I've got some others, but I've only got 2 colors. A gray and a green, and this green doesn't even show, but it says it's phosphorescent gel. I don't know what that means. And this just says acrylic paint. They're made by the same company. And these came in one of my mystery bundles. And I'm not even sure which one. It might be... There's purple, a purple tag, so... Could it be a Crafter's Companion? I don't know. Could be. But... So, I might work with these, better quality paints and see if they make any difference, and I'll let you know that. Okay, so that's it for the current sister challenges that I have at this moment, and I'm gonna work on this. We're gonna get this working because that could be so pretty. I mean, think of the things we could do with these. We could put, gosh, a barrette, and the little girls could wear them in their hair. We could use them for embellishments on cards. I mean, gosh, the possibilities are endless. So, okay, that's it for this video. Thank you for joining me. If you want to find out how things go with this, please hit the subscribe button, notification button, and hit on that thumbs up. So until my next video, see you then. Thank you, bye.